89.5 FM, KPOO, San Francisco, KPOO.com. Yes, indeed, that sounds of Tavares, Deeper in Love. Yes, indeed. And yes, indeed, we have Mr. Pooch Tavares on the line. And definitely, it's definitely an honor and a privilege to speak with you, sir.
Hey, it's a privilege to speak with you too, Damien. How you doing?
I'm doing just fine, just fine.
Good.
Yes, indeed. And, you know, if you guys don't know who Tavares is, and you've been living under a rock, this group has brought you songs like Got to Find My Way Back to You, Hardcore Poetry, Heaven Must Be Missing an Angel, I Really Miss You, Baby, I Want to See You Soon, If That's the Way That You Want It, I'm Back for More, and Keep On. And then their number one hit, one of their number one hits, She's Gone.
Yeah, man. That one crossed over. It crossed over into the charts, man, and did very, very well for us.
Yes, sir.
In 1974.
1974. So that wasn't the first time that Tavares has performed together. So when did it all start for you guys?
Well, I mean, as far as recording-wise, we started in our first recording was in 1973.
Okay.
A song that was written by Billy Osborne. Of the Jeffrey Osborne's brother, LTD.
Right.
Yeah, he did the song called "Check It Out" that we redid.
Right.
And that was our first hit.
Okay, but you guys had been performing before, long before that.
Oh yeah,
and,
we were performing all over the place before that we even started recording. I mean, we did the circuit, believe me.
Yeah. So you guys have been together for about 4 decades, right?
Just about that, man.
Right.
Yeah.
And you guys are still in your 20s.
Yeah, wish.
Definitely. So, but you guys definitely started back in, of course, back in the 60s, and you guys were at that time the Turnpipes, and then it became Chubby and the Turnpipes, right?
Correct.
And so you guys worked with Bernie Orrell, who eventually worked with Parliament Funkadelic. Is that right?
That's right, Bernie Worrell. We met Bernie out of Boston.
Okay.
Matter of fact, Bernie used to be our keyboard player at one time.
Okay.
Before he went to the Funkadelics.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, definitely. So, and then you guys also started with your dad, Feliciano Flash Tavares.
Correct.
Right.
My father played what we call Cape Verdean music. That's a descendant of a Portuguese, and he played that kind of music, and that's what he brought us up singing until we got old enough where we started listening to the radio and doing our own thing, you know. And then he said, "Hey, I got to leave you guys behind because you're not doing what I want to do."
Right.
But I can understand he could understand where we were going, so he just let us go.
Right, and he also had a career in the music business.
Sure did.
Yeah, and so he was performing a lot, and he also had performed a song called Sacramento, correct?
Correct.
Right. And
him and my Aunt Vicky were very good musicians. I mean, my Aunt Vicky sang and he played guitar, but they had some bands together. They really did, and he had a strong voice. I mean, I'm glad. We're real sorry that he's gone, but hey, he's glad that he left us in charge and in keeping up the name of Tavares. Absolutely. So definitely. So the music definitely runs in the family, and like you said, the strong voice. And I have to say, you definitely have a very strong and demanding, smooth voice. Well, I appreciate that. Thank you.
Yeah, definitely. So, okay, so you guys eventually outgrew your father.
Yes.
And you guys become the Turnpipes, and then it became Chubby in the Turnpipes. And so, how did it? So how come it was changed to Chubby and the Turnpipes?
Well, at that particular time, it was Chubby that was doing all the lead singing, and I mean, as far as working nightclubs and stuff like that. And then it went to after it stayed that way for quite a while. Then it went to just the Turnpikes. Because the family was thinking about, because we came into the group gradually, one at a time and stuff like that. The group was always working as kids together, but when we got a little older, everybody started going their different ways. And Ralph went into the service and stuff like that, and then then we got back together again, slowly but surely got back together. But at that time, the name of the group was Chubby and the Turnpikes. And then we took a trip to Italy. And they didn't know what turnpikes, they didn't understand what that meant. And they would call it the Autobahn or whatever. But so we went there and we did a tour with Lola Falana, and that's when we changed the family name to Tavares, and it's been that way ever since 1971.
1971, wow. We're speaking with Pooch Tavares of the Tavares Group right here on 89.5 FM. KPOO, San Francisco, KPOO.com. Yes, indeed. And so 1971, 1972, and 73 comes around. How did the deal with Capitol come about?
Well, we had a friend of ours that worked at Capitol Records, and he became an A&R man, doing all the production and stuff like that. And he called us up one time. We happened to be in Toronto, Canada, because he had seen us, when we were younger, in Providence, Rhode Island, and he called and see if we were interested in doing some recording. I said, we jumped at the chance,
Mm-hmm.
And he turned out to be our manager later on, who stayed with us until about probably 1979, 1980. But and that's how it became. He brought us to Capitol Records, and it was. Believe it or not, we were the first black group at Capitol Records.
That's right.
And that was something in itself, that because they didn't have too many black groups. They had black artists, but not black groups,
Right.
And that's how we got there. And I wish we were still with Capitol. But that's how things work sometimes.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. So the first album, Check It Out, comes out by Tavares.
Mm-hmm.
Now, like you said, this is the first album. You guys are called Tavares, and so it was 6 brothers in the group, not
Correct.
5, right?
Correct. At that time, there was, when we first signed the deal with Capitol, it was 6 brothers working at the time. I mean, there were six of us. Believe it or not, there's 7 boys and 3 girls in the family.
Right.
The eldest brother sang with us for a little bit when we were younger, but then he left and got married and had his own children, and he didn't get into the singing too much after that. But
and that's John Tavares, right?
That's John, correct.
Okay. Absolutely. So now, to a lot of people out there, let's get this cleared up. So, Pooch, now that's Victor Tavares singing "Check It Out," right?
Correct.
Not Chubby.
No, that's Victor.
Okay, that's Victor.
The original recording was done by Victor.
Okay.
And it was ironic because when the guy that did that song, his name was Bob Boogie Bowles. He used to work behind Gladys Knight and different artists,
mm-hmm.
and he played with us at one time in Boston too, because he was out of Boston. And when he went to Memphis, he recorded that song, and at the time, I was the one who was singing the lead to that song. But when he recorded it a little too high, and he didn't want to go through all the problem of having to change it over again. So we let Victor did the lead after that.
Okay.
That's how he got the lead.
Okay.
And Chubby, right now, Chubby's the one that does it.
Okay. So on that first album, you guys worked with Jimmy Bristow.
Yes,
Bristow.
Johnny Bristow.
I'm sorry. Yeah, Johnny Bristow.
Johnny Bristow. Yeah.
Yeah. You guys, excuse me. Yeah, but so how did that relationship come about to you guys working with him?
Well, we always liked his songs anyway. I mean, he had some good songs, and I guess between Capitol and our manager was what put us together with Johnny, because he was producing and writing and doing his own thing, but I guess he just liked our sound, so he wanted to record for us. I mean, not record, but produce us, and that's how that came about. And he later on became a very good friend, and we wanted to do more stuff with Johnny, but I guess he went on his own and started following his own career again, and trying to build it up again. I mean, that's how we got away from each other, but he was a good producer.
Absolutely.
Mm-hmm.
Well, we're going to go into the song "Check It Out." Now, Is this Victor singing or is this Chubby?
I have to hear what version you're playing.
Okay.
We had 2 versions of it.
Okay, 2 versions of it.
But if it's the original version, it was Victor.
Okay.